Warlocks, I do feel your pain. With Starfire Protocol being nerfed, now you have to switch between different exotics just to make the build work and make the Warlock feel right. In my entire Destiny 2 career, I've been a Warlock main for quite some time, so I do feel this pain great deeply that we can no longer spam Starfire Protocol with fusion grenades. But nevertheless, I'm going to show you guys a different exotic you should pick up for a more team play based gameplay. You're still going to be able to give your team what it needs with that essential support of being a Warlock character. This build is going to give you 15-second grenades, and you can even get that down lower depending on how many orbs of power you do pick up. This build will not be a build that has a debuff, but this will grant you a buff, which is going to be a 15% damage buff anytime you do hit an enemy with your melee. And with this build, once you do throw your grenade, you will be able to grant all your surrounding teammates or allies a 1000% grenade recharge rate, which is basically you're giving your team everything they need by being the perfect support character with the exotic of choice we will be rocking today, Verity's Brow. Verity's Brow is the exotic of choice today, and we're going to have, like I said, one buff. We're going to have unlimited healing, we're going to have 15-second grenades, and we're going to have a kit so strong that you're going to be able to tank any kind of damage and be an overall well-rounded player with this build. Let me take you guys on tour exactly what you need to do on this build to make it work. So to jump things off first, the only thing that makes this build shine other than your subclass will be the exotic of choice, Verity's Brow. Verity's Brow is sort of a complicated exotic and not too many people understand or comprehend what's really going on, but Verity's Brow has the exotic perk, the fourth magic, and the fourth magic reads, weapon final blows with a damage type matching your subclass energy grants death thrones, which provides a grenade damage bonus and grants you grenade energy. When you have death thrones activated and throw a grenade, nearby allies gain increased grenade regeneration for a short time. So to summarize everything we just read, once you gain Death Thrones times 5, it should be very easy once you're slaying out, and you combine it with the second exotic of this build. At Death Throne times 5, you have a 100% grenade damage increase, and you have a 250 grenade recharge rate at all times because you have Death Thrones times 5. Once you do throw a grenade in the vicinity of all your allies or just one ally in general, you would then proc the second and hidden perk, Field of Flames. And once you proc Field of Flames, you and any nearby surrounding allies will gain a 1000% increase to your grenade recharge rate. That's all this build is doing. So to break it down even more, once you get weapon finals blows with a damage archetype that matches your subclass. So for instance, if you're on arc, you're going to be using an arc weapon, or if you're on solar, you're going to be using a solar weapon. Once you get kills matching that subclass, you will be granted death thrones. You want to stack it up to 5, and you have a 10-second cooldown, and you want to keep that at 10 seconds, and you want to keep death throne 5s activated at all times. That's pretty much it for the build. This is the exotic we are using because it's setting as well in team gameplay. For solo gameplay, you could spam any grenade you choose and get all of your grenade cooldowns onto 15 seconds. But in a team setup, once you do third grenade, all your surrounding allies get 1000% regeneration to their grenade. That is very significant, and that can help you defeat bosses very quickly. So if you want to be the best all-around team player, you should pick up this exotic and master it so you can help your team out to complete harder level content and spam those grenades. This build settings as well, my Arc Titan build and other grenade spam builds in general. But that's what you are doing. This exotic works with any grenade in our Solo 3.0 subclass, and yes, we will be rocking this with the Solo 3.0. So we're gonna jump into that. In the Solo 3.0 subclass, it doesn't matter what grenade you choose because Verity's Brow works with all of the grenades in our Solo 3.0 subclass. The reason for that is because Verity's Brow is just a great overall exotic to boost your grenade recharge rate, and it doesn't matter what grenade you throw, you will always proc Field of Flames whenever you throw it. So in the Solo 3.0 subclass for this build, we'll be picking up Celestial Dive, and the grenade of choice will be the Fusion Grenade. I do play around between the Fusion Grenade, the Restoration Grenade, and the Solar Grenade just because I like to see what each one is capable of and swap between different kind of gameplay. Like let's say for instance in Golgoroth we need a healing grenade, then we just swap to the healing grenade and we heal all of our teammates while giving them a boost to their grenade recharge rate. For the aspects, we do have Touch of Flame, so they're just going to enhance the functionality of any single grenade we do pick up and we choose to use when running this build. The second aspect we do have is Icarus Dash, so we're able to just do a nice Icarus Dash and dodge enemies whenever we need to get out of line of fire. The fragments, you can always swap around the fragments because the only thing that makes this build shine is the exotic. So the fragments we are rocking in this build, the first fragment is Ember of Empyrean. Ember of Empyrean means that any solar weapon final blow or ability final blow will extend the duration of Restoration or Radiant. And the only thing we will be proccing in this build will be Radiant. And the way we are proccing Radiant is by Ember of Torches. So our powered melee attacks against combatants will make us and nearby allies radiant, and we're going to be able to extend that with Ember of Empyrean. The next thing we do have is Ember of Ashes, so our grenade can just apply more score stacks to target. If you are using an incandescent catalyst mini tool or any other perk with incandescent, you're going to apply more score stacks to target so they can ignite even more frequently. The next thing we do have to wrap up that Solar 3.0 subclass will be Ember of Singeing. Ember of Singeing is going to increase your class ability recharge rate once you scorch targets, and you're going to be able to scorch targets while you're just using a grenade or even your weapon in general if you have incandescent. Now that wraps it up for the build. We're building into 100 resilience and 100 discipline, and those are the two essential things you need. You need 100 resilience for the 30% damage reduction and 100% discipline so you can drop your grenade recharge rate down to the lowest possible tier. The next thing we do have in this build will be the mods, and the only thing we want to focus on is our grenades. So the only active mod we do have in this build will be Grenade Kickstarter. Grenade Kickstarter is going to allow us to regain grenade energy once we do throw our grenade. That's the only way we're going to be able to expend any of our stacks in this build. So once we do have Grenade Kickstarter equipped on our gauntlets, the next thing we want to do is spawn Orbs of Power. We're going to be spawning Orbs of Power by 3 different sources. The first source will be by Harmonic Siphon. Since we want to pick up a solar weapon to synergize with Verity's Brow, we want Harmonic Siphon, and a Harmonic Siphon just switches to the subclass you do have equipped. The next way we're spawning Orbs of Power will be by rocking Firepower in our gauntlets. So anytime we get a final blow with our grenade, we will spawn an Orb of Power. The last and final way we'll be getting Orbs of Power will be by using Reaper. And once we have Reaper equipped, the next time we pop our class ability, which is our Celestial Dive, our next weapon final blow will spawn an Orbs of Power. Those are the mods we are currently using, and since we want the most grenade recharge rate as possible, we're going to be picking that up with Bomber on our class item, stacks on stacks in our boots, and then stack and then charge up on our chest piece. And that wrapped it up for the build, guys. The second exotic we are using in this build, which is not mandatory, is Sunshot. Sunshot does excellent AoE damage, and we're able to clear out trash mobs of enemies very quickly. That's why we're using Sunshot, but you can always swap it out for a Catalyst mini tool or a retracted path. The solar gun is completely up to you. That's it for the build, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.